In Moscow, a Russian general was killed. His car was blown up right next to his home. Ukrainian intelligence services also destroyed 2 Russian aircraft directly at an airfield. My name is Albina Pidhirnyak. The latest news is coming up. Today in Moscow, the car of Russian Mayor General Fanil Sarvarov was blown up. He has participated in military actions in Chechnya, Ossetia, Syria and Ukraine. The 56-year-old general was killed. This is how the investigative committee commented on today's incident.
The Investigative Committee of Russia has opened a criminal case of murder in connection with the explosion of a car on Yaseneva Street in Moscow, as a result of which the head of the Operational Training Department of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, Lieutenant General Fanil Sarvarov, was killed. On behalf of the chairman of the Investigative Committee, experienced forensic investigators of the Central Office were sent to provide practical assistance in solving the crime. The inspection of the scene continues. The investigation will appoint the necessary examinations, including forensic and explosives. Witnesses and eyewitnesses are being interrogated. CCTV cameras are being studied. The investigation is working out various versions of the murder. One of them is the version related to the organization of the crime by the Ukrainian Special Services. The progress of the investigation was put under control in the Central Office of the Investigative Committee.
Russian security services may be behind the killing of the Russian general. This opinion was shared on Channel 24 by Ivan Tymochko, head of the Council of Reservists of Ukraine's ground forces. He said that many people and groups could have wanted to hold Sarvarov accountable in this way.
Even Russian generals themselves may never know which security service was behind it. This internal fear and distrust among Russian generals is no smaller than the threat from Ukrainian intelligence. It is unclear whether Sarvarov did something wrong inside Russia and was eliminated by his own people. Ukrainian intelligence services are also capable of carrying out precise operations against war criminals from the Russian army. Sarvarov fought on all fronts where Russia waged war: Chechnya, Syria, Georgia, and Ukraine. He was a general who caused a lot of harm during his military career. In Russia, there have already been many strange cases involving generals: explosions of vehicles, suspicious suicides, commanders shooting themselves multiple times, falls from balconies, overdoses, and mysterious deaths with lovers. This has happened before and will continue to happen. All of this is linked to the fact that these generals are involved in terrorist and genocidal wars.
Russia carried out a large-scale attack on the Odessa region. According to preliminary information, 1 person was injured. Meanwhile, the port of Taman was hit by drones. Oil terminals and a storage tank are on fire and the docks were damaged.
The manipulator was slightly damaged.
Ukraine's military intelligence reported that 2 Su-30 fighter jets were hit. Both aircraft were put out of action. The estimated total value of the 2 damaged jets is up to $100 million. A Ukrainian soldier spoke emotionally about the threats to Europe and said that Europeans need to wake up.
The war against Europe, it is not of an abstract nature of some kind there, which may or may not take place in the 28th, 29th, 30s. Already in the 27th year, if the enemy is successful, we will not shut him up. There may be not just provocations, as it is happening now, violation of airspace by combat aircraft, drones, but there will be a direct invasion of Russia, starting with the Baltic countries and Poland. And in this context, I have to tell you, I read yesterday at 3 o'clock in the morning the news about how Ukraine was greeted in Poland. Look, it seems to me that they fell and hit their heads on the curb, then got up and cannot cut into the hollow where they are. Well, like, someone, and Poland should remember what the Russian boot is on their land, and how many people they lost under the influence of Russia and the Russian Empire. They should remember this. And instead of uniting now, strengthening Ukraine, helping to raise aircraft from their part of the territory, shooting down shards and other drones on the territory of Ukraine, instead of helping us with the same combat aircraft, as Poland says. You give us technology, and we will give us 6 planes of cans that we can write off, cut into metal, transfer to a museum or give this rubbish to Ukraine. Well, like a Cayman, at a meeting with the president, he presents the book, The Volyn Massacre. Seriously? But read the story without propaganda. What really happened there? And bite yourself on the 5th point. Well, you know, I have to tell you that, well, it happened. The state of Ukraine is located in that geographical place, which is, in fact, the center between the civilized world and between dictatorships. Well, it happened, we won't do anything about it. And as a result, with the exception of Russia, which will always try to destroy us, to conquer us, we still have a number of neighbors who do not quite understand which side to be on so that they...
Dear viewers, thank you for watching this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. Support Ukraine. See you next time.